Hello, my name is Tristan Segarra. In the audience, I have Emma, who is here in person.
Hi.
I have Claire, Logan, Jay, and Nathan here all on FaceTime.
Hi.
This is my presentation. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm sure everyone and their mother has learned where that phrase comes from, but unfortunately, in a conversation with a friend, I have recently learned that they have never seen a single Spider-Man film in their life. Now, today, I would like to educate those who do not know and dive deeper into the spectacular film history of the character, Spider-Man. I will be doing a brief overview of each movie individually and each adaptation as a whole, and adding what they add to the character. As you can see, the Spider-Verse timeline is a very broad subject, so I will be narrowing it down to the live-action, standalone, American-made films. The first of these was the Tobey Maguire trilogy. These were directed by Sam Raimi and offered a fresh start to the character in cinema. These films are not only known for their comic accuracy and their strong moral lessons taught throughout the films, but are also known for their nostalgic factor that they have, as most Spider-Man fans have grown up on these movies. The first of these movies was Spider-Man, released in 2002. This was the beginning of the character's pop culture takeover. And in this film, Peter learns the classic lesson of, with great power comes great responsibility, from his uncle, and learns that he can use his newfound powers for good. Following that is Spider-Man 2, which was released in 2004. In this film, Peter learns that he cannot juggle his life as Spider-Man and his life as Peter, but instead balancing them both so he doesn't stress himself out. Now, this brings us to the end of the trilogy with Spider-Man 3, and this was the last film to come out in 2007 because Sam Raimi was forced to write a plethora of villains that he did not quite understand, and this forced an unfinished and unrevised tone to the movie as a whole, and this gave the film an audience score of 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yikes. But in this film, Peter learns that anger and revenge only lead to more suffering after he confronts his Uncle Ben's killer, the Sandman. But out from darkness, hope emerges. Andrew Garfield swooped in to take up the mantle of the next Spider-Man. His films were directed by Mark Webb and offered a new and modern take to the character. These films featured grittier designs, more accurate comedic elements with his quips, and bolder design choices, such as a not-so-familiar suit and some villains that were strange-looking, to say the least. The first of these was The Amazing Spider-Man, to come out in 2012. This was the start of a new era for the character, and while it was a new start, it was the same lesson of, with great power comes great responsibility, learning that he can use his powers to inspire hope and save lives. This was not a trilogy, and it ended in the second movie, which came out in 2014. According to Hindustan Times, these movies ended because Andrew Garfield failed to show up to a media announcement for The Amazing Spider-Man 3 to come out in 2017. But instead, we got something much better. The Tom Holland movies. These were deemed the most accurate adaptation according to Stan Lee himself, who is the creator of the character Spider-Man. These films were directed by John Watts and fit into the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they present a combination of comic accuracy and new designs and new stories. Spider-Man Homecoming was the first solo film that he appeared in. It was not the first film. The first film was actually Captain America Civil War. But the first solo film he was in was Spider-Man Homecoming, which came out in 2017. And under the guidance of Iron Man, he learns that he doesn't always need to be this big Avengers-level threat guy. He can always be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that everyone needs. Spider-Man Far From Home was the second of these movies to come out in 2019, and this was post Iron Man's death and Avengers Endgame. In this movie, Peter learns to prioritize his life as Spider-Man instead of good vacation fun with his friends, and learns the true meaning of independence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Spider-Man No Way Home. This film was released in 2021 and brought 3 cinematic universes into one, creating a film where 3 Spider-Men fight against all of their previous villains from different dimensions. This broke the original Spider-Man movie record and made over $200 million on opening day and would make over $800 million over its short time in theaters. In this film, Peter learns that his actions have consequences and how to deal with loss after his identity is revealed to the public. This trilogy ends with Peter being correctly molded into the costume as Spider-Man, and he is the hero he truly needs to be and that everyone else needs him to be. Now, in regards to each iteration and what they have to bring to the character, they all have something special to bring to the table. And each movie has a lesson that builds the character into who they truly are, someone truly spectacular. Thank you.